just know, I just wanted to remind you that we are taking the first part of your test now on Wednesday, and we will take the second part on Monday, simply because I have to go to a conference on Friday, so we will not have class on Friday. So anyway, so I'm going to go over both. This is the first part of the test. This is what you will take on Wednesday. You've got comprensión oral, la receta de un cocinero cubano. You're listening to a popular radio program on cooking. Today, a famous Cuban cook is explaining the recipe of a typical Cuban dish, moros y cristianos. Listen to him and then answer the questions below. So, ¿qué cantidades necesitas de estos ingredientes? You're going to tell me what quantities of these ingredients you need based upon what you're listening to. Then, pon estos ingredientes en el orden en que se cocinan. So you're going to listen to when each of these are cooked and put them in order, writing which of them comes first. Okay? Then you've got your lectura. You're going to, the following article appeared in a cooking magazine. You're going to read it and give short answers to the questions below. So you're going to read about los beneficios del pescado azul. And then you're going to write your answers down here. And then a escribir tu receta favorita. HBU's Culinary Club wants students to send in recipes for a collection. You decide to send in one. Write your favorite recipe below in a minimum of 5 steps using vocabulary and at least 3 of the verbs from the list with the impersonal se. So just make sure that you study the se impersonal and so that you can write out your favorite recipe. And then this is the rest of the test that you guys will be taking on Monday of next week. Vocabulario, medidas y envases. Fred is writing some recipes, but he is confused about the words for measurements and containers. The following is a list of products he needs. Can you select the correct measurement or container for each of them? So you'll read through here and just pick the word that would best make sense. For example, una lata would cerveza come en una lata with huevos or arroz. So you'll pick the item that would best come in these different containers. Okay, then, ¿qué ingredientes lleva cada plato? You're going to look at the following pictures and write a sentence for each telling me what ingredients are used to make each one. Okay, so there could be multiple answers. So you've got, we did this in class. You're just going to tell me, what is in each of these foods. In el supermercado, you are working in a supermarket and your supervisor asks you to place each of these products in the right department. For each of the food items, select the correct category and circle it. So you've been given various foods and you tell whether they are a vegetable, fish, meat, drink, or fruit. Here in el restaurante, knowing how to interact in Spanish in a restaurant is very important. Before you go out to eat in a new Cuban restaurant in town, make sure you know how to converse and ask questions. Look at the following exchanges and select the most appropriate question or response for each. So you've got a dialogue in a restaurant and you're just going to pick the questions that would best fit the answers or the answers that would best fit the question. So that's based on that restaurant vocabulary at the end of your chapter. La ensalada, your friend Gustavo doesn't know how to cook at all. He does not even know how to prepare a salad. Complete these instructions for him using the impersonal se and the verbs provided. Remember, if it is a noun that immediately follows the blank, then you need to look at whether the noun is singular or plural, and if it's plural, you'll conjugate your verb for ellos, ellas, ustedes, and if it's singular, el, ella, usted. And if we're talking about if it's an adverb or an adjective or a noun that that follows the blank, then you will keep it in the el, ella, usted form. Carta para el restaurante. Your friend Juan Jose recently visited a restaurant, but he found things have changed and now the food is bad. He wrote the following letter to complain about the menu. Complete the letter using the correct quantifying expressions from the list. So just use the words in the list to complete the paragraph and make sure that they agree. Do not use any of the expressions more than once. And lastly, you've got your cultural questions, which came from your video that we watched on Cuba, and that's the whole test.